The mission of Operation Epic Fury is laser focused.
America just put out a statement that if you're an American in the Middle East, you need to leave now, ASAP.
If this situation, Epic Fury, was many months in the planning, as Secretary Hegseth says, why no plan to get our people out of the region? As many as 1 million Americans living in the Middle East given no escape window. No.
I'm the girl that decided to spend her 30th birthday in Dubai. And I'm coming on here very humbly, asking my president to just seize it. I'm an American taxpaying citizen. And I've now been stuck over here since the 24th.
If you are calling about the crisis in the Middle East, please press 1. If not, press 2. Please do not rely on the U.S. government for assisted departure or evacuation at this time. There are currently no United States evacuation points.
They are toast, and they know it.
Want some candy? Want some candy? Want some candy?
Show off your Halloween costume.
I am the child predator.
Yeah, we're gonna need a new name.
Sounds good to me.
Want some candy? Want some candy? Want some candy?
Show off your Halloween costume.
I am the child predator.
Yeah, we're gonna need a new name.
Sounds good to me.
Ask yourself why a U.S. congressman can wear an Israeli military uniform in congressional chambers. I would think that would be an act of treason. But they did. Nobody said anything. Ask why the Israeli prime minister can bypass the president, fly directly in and speak to our Congress without any other government interaction.
I didn't know that could happen.
Oh yeah, Netanyahu did. Flew straight in, bypassed the president, talked to the Congress. Congress gave him 26 standing ovations. I think most pop stars would like 26 standing ovations. Our Congress gave Netanyahu, a foreign prime minister, 26 standing ovations. I have difficulty looking at that in any other way than we're occupied.
This whole pedo thing, it's like, is it really pedophilia? I don't want to be the one that has to say it, but I guess I'm being forced to say it. It's not really pedophilia, okay? They weren't trafficking 5-year-olds. It was like they were technically not legal. Big difference, in my opinion. I know that's a controversial take, but that's not really the issue there, okay? The issue is not that they were barely legal teens, which is what it is. It's horrendous. It's awful. It's pedophilia. Okay, relax.
Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. I looked over Jordan And what did I see coming for to carry me home? A band of angels coming after me, coming for to carry me home. If you get there before I do, coming for to carry me home, just tell my friends that I'm coming too, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home.
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my actions. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacle set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home. Only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. The fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles are making it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cages, safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
And if you could do a sound check on your phone, We'll go ahead and make sure everything is good. Hey, Shalom, Lord in Christ. This is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge under Commander General Yohana. Since 1969, we have been telling the truth about everything that the world has to offer. So in the ISUPK, you'll notice that by other organizations, whether they be, fake Israelite groups, you'll notice in, the world on the news, even in organizations that would say they're civil rights, the ISUPK is vilified. And there are a lot of reasons for that. But the main reason is because we have been telling the truth and we don't conform to what everything else is going on.
Right.
So we tell the truth about God, Christ, the Bible, the world, and history. And right now, there's some truths that we're seeing before our eyes, but people continue to lie. One of the videos that I played showed somebody by the name of what was the man's name? Nick Fuentes, who, when the Epstein files came out, he tried to downplay it and say that it wasn't really pedophilia because the girls weren't young. We're seeing things before our eyes, but when ISUPK tells the truth about the situation, it's seen as a lie. When we said that the world, America, and everything in existence was racist, we were told that there was no racism.
Right.
But you can see that there is a lot of racism that is happening. Let me see if I can find a video for y'all. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can find a guy. I don't know if you heard of the devil's name. His name is Chud. Let me see if I can find him. All right, let me see. Let me see if I can find a short, because this is the type of thing that we've had to deal with for a very long time. You know what I'm talking about? The guy Chud. He's causing an uproar.
Yeah, go on, sir.
Let me see. I think I'll play this video a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't disrupt the let me see. Let me see if this is a decent enough one. Give me 1 second.
What videos?
Videos of you, what was it, saying the N-word or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. So.
Your name Dalton?
Yeah.
Gotcha. We're gonna refuse service tonight. Just to let you know.
Oh, so free beers?
Free beer, but we're gonna ask you to leave right now.
Oh, you want me to leave right now?
Yep.
For what? For what reason?
Just refusing service. We have the right to refuse service to anybody.
For what?
We have the right to refuse service to anybody in our restaurant.
Is it because I said?
Wait a second. They don't want to give Chud the Builder a beer?
I'm a white man that says the N-word. That's why you don't like me.
We have the right to refuse service.
So you got the other devils are saying they're refusing the service because he's been using the N-word. But the bigger picture behind it is the institution behind racism. So the word itself isn't as big as a deal, because you'll have racism going around. You have people saying the N-word, this, that, and the fourth. But that has an effect on maybe a person's emotional state. But even the people that are more liberal, like the person in the video that's refusing service, what steps do these type of people make to destroy all of the things in society, or all of the things in, the system that make them have an advantage over us? Because it would be foolish for them to do that, right? It would be foolish for somebody to tear down all of the systems that make it easier for them to have a advantage. For instance, if you notice the type of head start that the devil has had over all these years, it's been hundreds of years that they've been able to redline us. It's been hundreds of years that they've been able to refuse us jobs, refuse us things that, and correct me if I'm wrong. If you could check the sound, I want to make sure that's not coming through to the sound, because I'm getting messages from this computer, and I'll just make sure. But this is one of the things, but there's racism on both sides, but it seems like our brothers don't have enough brotherhood to see through the fact that we're telling the truth, and that there are people out there that disguise themselves as having our best interests at heart, but the steps are not being put in play. Like the token of giving a statue does not do anything for people being hungry, right? So if you have black people who are literally living in low income housing, their fathers have been snatched out of the house, building a Martin Luther King statue does nothing. Another thing that I noticed today as I forgot today was, Cinco de Mayo, right? So there's a Mexican restaurant up the street from the school that I'll go to and get something to eat before I set up class. And when I pulled in the parking lot is never this full any other time. But today the parking lot was completely full. And like the Mexican restaurant, that parking lot is filled to capacity. Like I had to park far away. And I noticed that the oppressor wants to have every single thing we provide. It's almost like a, what's the sound like? It's cool.
Oh, I mean, I heard it in there.
Oh, you heard the dings in there?
Yeah,
No sweat. Well, I'll figure out how to turn off the notifications in a second. But I noticed the oppressor wants to take every single thing from us, and we should have the wherewithal to realize that we can't give any other thing to the oppressor, right?
Right.
Because if you think about it, if you have a great black mind that can do amazing things, where do the gifts of that black mind go if they're somebody in the medical field? Where do they go? Anybody want to answer? Go ahead.
Right into the oppressor's hands.
Right. It goes into the white hospitals.
Right.
Like, what's I bring this up all the time. What's the doctor's name? Ben Carson. Where was the black hospital for him to go to in order to help black people? Because the last time I checked, black women are still not able to get a fair shake in hospitals, right? But there are great black minds. Y'all heard of the brother that is creating gasoline from plastic, right?
Right.
Where do you think that's gonna go? Thank God he hasn't done what every other black inventor does. He hasn't gone ahead and made it to where it's patented, because otherwise they would probably smoke them and then take that and just put it in a vault so they can keep on charging us, because our innovations are doing nothing but supplying the white race with more power. That's all it's doing. The sisters that had the calculations that computers couldn't do back in the day. And what's that movie called? What's that movie called that had Cookie in it?
Oh,
from
space movie.
Yeah, I can't about Hidden Figures. Like, how did that help us?
Right.
But I noticed that they want every gift. This country has shown that it hates Mexicans. It absolutely hates them. By the way they're able to discriminate, how it's written in law, how they're able to break the law in order to terrorize the Mexican community. But Cinco de Mayo comes around and they fill up the restaurants and they eat all of the guacamole and drink all of the margaritas that they can. When the music comes on and, white people start dancing and, this, that, and the fourth, and that, the beat is going and they can't stay on rhythm. They love the music, but they don't love the people that provide them with the entertainment.
Right.
You had something you was about to say? Go ahead, no sweat.
Just what you're saying, it is heavy too, because I remember reading this or watching this documentary on how gynecology came about, and that's like the study of women,
right?
And it came about by this oppressor running all these experiments on a sister who was enslaved, and he wound up getting the cure. And the sister wound up dying and getting no credit or no nothing.
And I've heard about that. Let me see if I can pull a little bit about that up.
Here, I got it later.
Okay. No sweat. Let's
see if I can.
All right. Yeah, if you can pull it on the screen. Let me see. All right, let me just read it. All right, so this is from the AI overview that Lackarob pulled up, and it says gynecology, meaning the science of women, has ancient roots in Egyptian and Greek medicine, but modern gynecology originated in the 19th century American South, heavily shaped by slavery. Dr. J. Marion Sims, often called the father of modern gynecology developed foundational surgical techniques and tools such as the Sims speculum by experimenting on enslaved black women. How does that benefit our women this day?
Right.
Because apparently black women, let me see if I can find that. Let me see if black women are still discriminated against since, you know, racism is over. And my point is to say that we should have enough brotherhood and sisterhood in us to realize that the oppressor is never going to do anything to actually help us and put us forward, that we should literally just do what we need to do.
Right.
We should literally create that black hospital. The next time somebody wants to do a GoFundMe, they want to do this, that, and the fourth. How is it going to help our people? What, you found the article? No. Okay, no sweat. We can get off it. But let's see if black women are still discriminated against. I know they are, but let's just see if we can get the proof. All right, let me see. And another thing, black people are the ones who created the ambulance system, right? Go ahead.
I said Salaki. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, black people are the ones who started that. We started the WIC program. We need to do these things, but we need to keep it within our world. We need to keep it in our world because this world is that the oppressor has created is not for us.
Right.
And it's a very unbrotherly thing to create something and give it to the world because the trickle down effect does not work. That thing does not work where if I created something and I created an engine that ran off water and then I gave it to science for everybody to have, you think black people in the hood are going to get the benefit off that? No, y'all are still going to be paying $8.50 for gas. That's what's going to happen.
Right.
But let me read this. This is the AI overview for what I just looked up. It's in, let me see. Let me make sure, because I believe the computer might be freezing. If you could just keep an eye on that for me. You just keep an eye on that. And y'all, and for anybody that has any comments, go ahead and comment, and we'll answer any comments that we got going on. And yeah, the sister Kana put in hidden figures into the chat. But it says, and let me go ahead and just get it on the screen.
I was about to say, you want me to share it real quick?
I don't know if you'll be able to. No sweat. I'll do it this way. Let me share this tab instead. And I'll get it so I can read it at the same time. All right. It says black people experience significant discrimination in healthcare. After having some of the greatest minds like Ben Carson, even though he's a coon, but he was a great mind when it came to the science of medicine. Even though black people created the ambulance program, an officer that I believe she shot a man, she fakes like she has a panic attack. The same ambulance system that we created benefited her to go to the hospital for her fake ambulance attack and didn't benefit the man that she shot that wasn't able to get medical attention. So these are the things that I'm talking about. One of the other things that I want to discuss is what real history is. There's a book out there that I'll read every so often for class, and I'm gonna put it up on the screen. It's called Chosen People of the Caucus by Michael Bradley, right? I got that up on the screen. The book is right here, right? And I just want to read something out of it real quick, because we have a misconception, and this is about our Mexican brothers and sisters. This is about our Native American brothers and sisters, and also, you know, our, what is it? The West Indies. It's about that, right? So it says, many conquistadors, and this is page 17 of Chosen People from the Caucus. It says, many of the conquistadors were Jewish, and such as took part in the most brutal episode of genocide and extermination the world has ever witnessed. Within a century of 1492, the Native American civilizations had been destroyed and the population decimated by enslavement, starvation, and disease. When Native American labor grew scarce because of genocide, Africans, which is actually us, the blacks, which aren't really Africans, but it's using the term Africa, were forced into the New World tropics to slave in the mines and on plantations. Now, I want y'all to hear something very clearly. This talks about this being one of the greatest genocides the world has ever seen. And Locker Rob, if you could, can you get me Daniel 9 and 12? Daniel 9 and 12. This is one of the greatest atrocities that the world has ever seen. And if you notice, other cultures don't have to experience such an atrocity to know that they have to stick together for their survival. But we can go through an atrocity. We can know somewhat about it. But for some reason, we're not coming together and we are not doing what it actually takes. I keep seeing every time I look, there's something new about Black spirituality. Y'all seeing that? To where it's something new every time. You got that verse for me? Let's go ahead and read it.
This the book of Daniel, chapter 9, verse 12. And he hath confirmed his words, which he spake against us.
So the Lord confirmed the words that he spake against us. You'll find that in Deuteronomy chapter 28 and 15, when he said that if we don't follow the law, statutes, and commandments, that we are going to have curses put upon us. Continue.
Right. And against our judges that judged us.
Against all of them. The Sadducees, the Pharisees, the pastors, the bishops, the preachers, even the people that were supposed to look over us, they're being judged like the people. Right. It's just that some of those punishments don't show themselves and manifest as fast. So that pastor that's able to buy a jet, he doesn't realize what's really coming to him. But remember those scriptures that say they're going to say, Lord, Lord, and the Lord is not even going to know who they are. They are going to receive a punishment. We've received many a punishment. It's like the Lord is given an ass whooping that has never been seen before on a child. Y'all ever did something so bad at your house that you got the worst behind whooping you ever received? Like something that was so crazy. I remember when I used to have to go to when I spent my summers in Bridgeport in Connecticut, where my father is from. I used to go to this babysitter when my aunt and uncle had to go to work. I remember her telling me about how her daughter had set a carpet on fire. She had set the carpet on fire, almost burnt down the house, and she had told her to stop playing with fire before. But she said she gave her the ass whooping of a lifetime. Excuse my language. But she said she whooped her until her arms got tired. She said she whooped her. Now, some people are going to say that's abuse. But all I know is that child is still alive till this day. They older than me. And on top of that, they ain't never played with fire again. They probably cringed when they looked at fire. I, too, have gotten one of those behind whoopings when I did something that was so egregious. I did something that I'm not even going to say what I did when I was a kid, but I did something worse than setting the carpet on fire. I was wild, and I was probably like 10 years old. And I drawed. And I got a behind whooping so bad that I never did it again. And that's what the Lord is putting on us. It doesn't give the devil the excuse, because there was supposed to be a certain point in time where we no longer were supposed to be oppressed. Being oppressed and being bondmen and bondwomen, that's one thing. But when you can take people that are the same people and make them think that they're 3, 4, 5, 6 different type of people, when you can take a nation of people and separate them to where they don't know who they are, and they create things like foundational Black Americans, to where the Blacks hate the Mexicans hate the Blacks, the natives don't want us on the land, this, that, and the fourth. When at one point we were like this, when at one point Mexico had stopped slavery and abolished it and fought for us at the Alamo. Right. If you can be the type of oppressor that creates that type of ridiculousness within a people, you did too much. If you can make us call ourselves a color in a crayon box, or you can make us call ourselves the Bantu, or you got people like Nature Boy, where our people are so destroyed, they'll follow Nature Boy. You've done too much. But Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, it's really time to stop what we've been doing as far as being separate, because it hasn't worked. We don't have a system that is stopping us from being deported. We don't have a system that's stopping the CIA, the DEA, and other 3-letter agencies from putting drugs in our neighborhood. Right. The so-called Jewish man, check it in the news if you want to, but they're involved with the cartels. The CIA is involved with the cartels. The DEA is involved with the cartels. Y'all remember the Sinaloa cartel?
Okay.
The Sinaloa cartel had El Chapo in it, and the DEA struck a deal with that particular cartel in order to put drugs in Chicago. We have to stop and be brotherly enough not to sell our people drugs. And I've made this connection before, and I got you on 1 second, but I made this connection before where anybody ever had ants in their house before? If you ever had ants in your house, the typical spraying that doesn't really work. I forgot what it's called, like Home Guard or something like that. The typical spraying doesn't really work. Like the spraying is for like other insects, like spiders and stuff like that. Depending on what type of, home you live in, you might have ants. Unfortunately, black people gonna have, roaches. And in certain places, you'll even have these things called camel crickets. Those are the things that are in your basement. And if you try to hit it, it's gonna hop towards you. So you don't even want to deal with it. But ants are different. Ants are very organized, and they send out troops to go investigate and see what they can bring back. They send out little troops. They go back to the nest. They bring back that information, and then they all come out. Black people have a good way of spreading word of mouth. Like if somebody black has a good restaurant, if somebody black has something good, black people going to say something about it. If they got something bad, you're going to hear about it. Black people are very big on carrying reputations, word of mouth. So I say this to say this. The drugs that they put in our neighborhoods are kind of like the thing that you would use to destroy an ant community. It's called, what's it called? Oh, I forgot the name of it. It's let me see if I can find it. It's called, I don't know why I'm blanking out, because every spring and summer, I got to use this stuff.
Oh, you talking about the stuff that make them disperse?
No, it doesn't make them disperse. Let me see if I can find it. It is called...
The little ant gel stuff.
Yeah, it's like an ant gel, and it's... What is this stuff called? Let me see if I can find it. My bad, y'all. I should have had this. I'll remember it in a minute. But it's a particular... That's what it is, but I forgot what the main thing is in it. Let me see. It's called... I want to get the name for y'all. It's a liquid gel, but it's a specific name that I'm looking for. But no sweat. What the ants do is they go ahead and they send the troop. The troop says it's good because it's like a sweet thing that they mix with this poison. They go back, and then you only had like 6 ants before. Now you see like 50. All of the troops come out, and you put those little drops out, and then they bring that poison back to their community. And when they bring it to the queen, it destroys the entire ant colonization. That's what black people are doing when we allow this oppressor to put drugs in our neighborhood and we bring it back to each other.
Right.
That's exactly what happens. And excuse me for the screen freezing, Salaki. I forgot not to navigate from the page. But that's what happens when we sell these drugs. Let me see. Most High in Christ. We got somebody put taro. Yeah, the taro, there's something in it. I forgot what it's called, but I'm gonna remember in a minute.
Micro crystalline?
No.
Or avermec?
It's something else. Let me see. That's some of it, but there's a specific name. It might even be just a nickname now. But make a long story short, that's what we are doing. But if we can continue to read that verse.
Kawakan. The book of Daniel, chapter 9, verse 12. By bringing upon us a great evil, for under the whole heaven have not been done as have been done upon Jerusalem.
There is nothing in the world that is worse. That is what has happened to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
Right.
There is a archaeological find that found that there were Mayan slave ships. If you find out about what the Native Americans went through, they went onto slave ships. Black people went onto slave ships. There is not a worse slavery in the history of mankind than to be put on a slave ship and taken from your land. Other nations can find out and trace who they are.
Right.
Black people don't know who we are. So what should we do? Should we keep on devising different plans and keep doing the same, like Pan-Africanism? That's what we doing in 2026. You got people shooting up churches till this day. You got, devils running through the streets with cameras and guns and mace, calling us the N-word. You got them taking our votes away, even though votes don't really matter because the so-called Jew has it to where they can have whatever happens happen. Black people, you have to stop being offended about us saying that the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of.
Right.
It is a unbrotherly thing to do that because all we are doing is telling you the absolute truth. To tell us that in one breath, drugs are bad, that we have to stop selling drugs. And in another breath, you are telling the DEA and the CIA to put it in our neighborhoods means you are a devil. Black people, let's start to be brotherly and realize that the fall is happening because of the devil around us. We can keep reading that. Daniel 9 and 12. And you can go ahead and just read it from the top.
Khan, this is the book of Daniel, chapter 9, verse 12. And he hath confirmed his words, which he spake against us, and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven have not been done as have been done upon Jerusalem.
And who? No sweat. And who was involved? What nations were actually involved with our enslavement? Like what nations? Does anybody know the short answer to what nations were involved? Go ahead, no sweat.
All of them.
All of them. All of them. And in Psalms 83 and verse 3, starting off, it says, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. And then it starts to name all of them. It says the tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarenes. This just named the so-called white man. This named the so-called Jewish man when it says Amalek. It named Moab as well. Chinese. So when we try to include other nations in us building, it doesn't work. Because does it ever occur to you that when you go to Philly, that has one of the biggest Muslim communities in the world, but the Akis really don't help us open those stores?
Right.
The Akis don't stop whoring our women and bringing them into the Aki spot and Salakia running the trains on them.
Right.
They treat us like something to wipe themselves with. Every single nation on earth has been confederate against us since the transatlantic slave trade, maybe a little bit before that. But I know for certain, every single nation, and you wanted to break something down for us, right? No? Oh, no sweat.
I just go ahead on what you said.
Nah, go ahead.
And it's crazy too, because these other nations be trying to model themselves up after us or steal our culture where they can. And then when we try to just separate and do our culture, it's a problem.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or it's like we frowned upon for just trying to be ourselves.
No, you absolutely right. It's funny how black people and brothers, y'all, we got to stop doing this. Like Locker Rob has a video up. And it could be funny, but they said they seen his crown and say, why the brother got the Burger King crown on. But when you see a priest, and do me a favor, bring up the traditional priest garment, or not, I'm sorry, the Catholic garment. Bring that up and put it on the screen. Because if we get dressed in our garments, the same ones like Christ wore, the same ones that the Israelites wore, we wear headbands, we wear studs, spikes. Black people got a problem with that. Right. Like the only thing that we supposed to be doing is being in the streets with our drawers showing, without our shoes untied. With like it's cool. We could have a 1,000 chains on our neck, but there's other stuff that we shouldn't have. You shouldn't have your pants so tight, black man, that there's a testicle in each pocket. That don't make no sense.
Right.
That's out of pocket, no pun intended. That's not something that we supposed to be doing. And we should have enough common sense to be able to tell each other and build each other up to get us out of that behavior. Because if you look at other nations, their so-called OGs are giving them the correct method. What are we telling each other? What are our leaders telling each other? What are they telling the people that are under them? You mean to tell me that a 25-year-old is supposed to be telling an 11-year-old, young black man, young black boy that he should be selling drugs? Like that. That's what we're doing. So you let the oppressor give you drugs, and now you passing it to your people like the ants do to, the insect killer. That's exactly what we doing. You was able to find that?
Yeah, Kamakan and Salakia, you got a brother in the chat that said, what verse was that in Psalms 83?
No sweat. That was Psalms 83, starting in verse, let me see. Verse 3. And we read that as a prayer. We read that in the Hebrew, in the English during Sabbath service. But you can start at verse 1 if you want to read through that. But I started at verse 3. Look at this. This man got a cape over both shoulders. He got a sash on. He looks like a vampire. And then he's got the little hat. This is okay, but what we doing is not.
Right.
He looked like he about to start twirling and spinning. I don't understand, black man, black woman. Why can't we just get away? Like, it is going to be a beautiful thing, a brotherly thing, and a sisterly thing when we start just embracing the culture that we once had. Because what's been given to us, all that we're left with is not cultural enough. It's just not enough. All right. Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 5, 8 through 9. Go ahead.
Like, if I may too, what you saying too is heavy because just like what we see in the prophecy and Revelations when it told us to come out of her.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like our people is so fast.
You want to read that?
Yeah,
go ahead. And I'm gonna grab something. For you. Let me see.
This is the book of Revelations, chapter 18, verse 4. It says, "And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues."
Right.
You know what I mean? Because we so fascinated with what this world has to offer or what these other nations are doing to get ahead in this world instead of just doing what we was told to do. You know what I mean? Because, if I think about it, all the other nations is doing what they supposed to be doing. They being heathens. They eliminating us.
Right. They're able to get over top of us. And instead of us, like, I would have way more, respect for other people, or our brothers that were in other religions. If they would go, you know what? I'm gonna put black first.
Right.
If they at least was like, now certain things we're gonna have to keep working on so y'all get it right. Because being in the Muslim mosque is not the thing for the black man. That's the thing for the Arab. Right. But at least if they went, you know what? I'm putting black first. But if you ask an Arab, is he going to retreat? Would he choose Islam or black people? You know what he's choosing. White people say they're Christians, right? But if you ask them, they might tell you a lie, but they'll show you they are going to choose white people first. That is one of the most brotherly things that you can do. White people are being better brothers to each other than we're being to ourselves, right?
Right.
Because they're showing us that no matter what is happening in the world, no matter on the Democratic side, no matter how bad the system is messing up black people, man, it's helping white people. We can't derail the whole system. On the Republican side, no matter how many times Trump is accused of raping, no matter how many times his wife is found out to be a whore, no matter how many times he does something or they do, what's it called that they're doing over there? A genocide. White people are like, nope, we betting on white every single time. They're showing you that no matter what they say, they are showing you that they are willing to put each other first. That Jewish man is putting the Jewish man first. He is the chief tribe of white people, and he is showing you how black people should be treating each other. Right. But we will choose religions that the Lord doesn't want to serve in over each other. Let me get back, because Laka Rob brought out something about us, coming out of her, which is and the transgressions coming out of Babylon. This is what black people have a problem with us doing, or this is what we have a problem with ISUPK doing. But it's in the scriptures. Isaiah 58:1 says, cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions. How many pastors are doing that right now?
Very, very few, almost none.
Are there pastors yelling at the top of their lungs for black women, Hispanic women, and natives to stop aborting their babies? That's a sin against the Lord. Are they telling us to stop eating pork? No, they're saying the opposite.
Right.
They're saying if you pray over that abomination, you can eat it. So with that mindset, what else can you pray over and then it's okay to do beforehand? If the food is okay to eat when it's an abomination, can I cook a baby and say, you know what? The baby fall on the floor. I pray over it. After it's been cooked, it fall on the floor. God made dirt. Dirt don't hurt. Put it in your mouth and let it work. I can do that after I pray over and eat a baby. No, it wouldn't make sense. You can't pray over adultery and make it okay.
Right.
The key thing is repentance, is to stop doing what we're doing. The key thing is to get out of those gangs, because the gangs are no longer what they used to be. Gangs were supposed to protect the neighborhoods from the police. The police were coming through and sexually assaulting black women. They were coming through and beating the daylights out of black men. They were terrorizing our neighborhoods. They were domestic terrorists. We formed gangs. We came up with the whatchamacallit, the Black Panthers. The WIC program came from the Black Panthers. You know what happened? The nations are confederate against us. That's one thing we should know. We should be brotherly enough to keep that in our minds, because there was some man, they let one of the first non-black people in the Black Panthers, and he was an informant. Look, if you can look that up for me. I think he was a Chinese CIA informant. Good night. Let me see. Chinese CIA informant. Black Panthers. Let me see if I could actually find that. I think his name was Richard Okoye. He was an Asian American. We got to stop letting outsiders into the fold. We got to stop doing that. Richard Okoye, you can find him?
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get him up on the screen.
I'm seeing William O'Neill too.
William O'Neill? What did he look like?
He looked like us. They say he was FBI though.
Good night.
You said the name of the other brother dude was Richard who?
Okoye, and that's spelled, let me see, Aoki. I hope, hopefully, yeah. If you can get him on the screen. This. Let me pull something up for y'all real quick. I wish I could navigate from the page, but it'll freeze on us, so we're gonna leave that alone. If you do a Bing search with his name and do that instead and go to the image, it'll pull up that way because the Google search it puts too many links up. The water. Let me pull something up for y'all real quick. And while you do that, if you could just let me see. I'll let you get that on there first, and then I wanna see if I could play a video if it's not too much trouble with the stream. Let me see. Bear with me for 1 second. You able to put it up? We got to stop letting. Somebody said I haven't heard of Bing in forever. Yeah, the Bing search is doing a lot better job with the pictures than what's. I'm gonna remove this from the. I'll add this to the stage. Let me remove this. I'll add this. That's a Bing search, right? Oh no, that's still the. Go to images. That's him. That's cool enough right there. That's cool enough right there. This is the person that they thought was down with him. This man is an FBI informant. And black people are so loving. We are just the most just loving people on the earth, and it's been to our detriment because our image has been so disgraced. We're starting to love everybody. Well, not even starting. We love everybody else over loving us. That's why you're able to get a black man to turn on the Black Panthers, because he believes in his mind that him fighting for America is the right thing to do. In his mind, he's serving white Jesus, which is the real, in his mind, that's the real Christ. That's why you can convince a black man to destroy his people. Do you know what they did to the Black Panthers? They literally poisoned them. They had a black man poison the Black Panthers, and then they went and shot them while they were asleep in their beds, passed out. That's where we're at right now. Even till this day, you got people that look like us that are literally condoning what ICE is doing. Let me see if I can find what I needed. Let me see. Let me get Psalms 2:2, if you could, Baba Kasha. And while you get that, I'm gonna go ahead and remove this, and I'm gonna play something, because Cinco de Mayo. Let me see. I want y'all to see something, because this is the Brotherhood class, and I'm showing y'all that the oppressor takes care of its own. Even if they are Ukrainian or Russian, they'll forgive the Russians before they forgive us for something that we haven't done. Being black is a criminal act. You better cut your hair off, cut your beard off. You got to talk 3 octaves higher, wear a suit and tie, and you're still just another nigger. Right. But at least you'll be one of the good ones, right? You'll be one of the good ones. It froze again. Let me get us back. We can see me now. Let me see if I can play this for y'all. Bear with the freezing for 1 second. I'm gonna get to the bottom of this freezing too. Slocky. Let me go ahead and play this video.
Quite unusual. In fact, I've never heard it being done before.
Shortly after Russia invaded Ukraine, an estimated 10 to 12,000 Ukrainians arrived on the doorstep of the United States.
We arrived to Romania, from Madrid to Mexico City, and from Mexico City right here to Tijuana.
Many chose Mexico because it doesn't require a visa, then made their way to the border, like these cousins who plan on going to Sacramento once they.
What should be happening is the Mexican government, if the Mexican people were actually in the government and able to have control, they shouldn't be letting these people come through, because when the Mexicans try to come through to our border, they have to go through hell to get through. Right. But these people you're going to see were able to come from Ukraine and skip the line. there are unalivers, there are sexual assaulters, there are criminals coming from Ukraine, going into Mexico and jumping the line for people in Mexico that are law-abiding citizens. I'm gonna keep playing.
Cross.
Every person in Ukraine is like dreaming to get to America.
And those along the border did.
And Ukrainians and actually Russians were being exempted from Title 42. They weren't being returned to Mexico, but it wasn't clear.
Do me a favor and look up Title 42 if you could. They said they were being exempt from Title 42, which means, and this happens in a lot of different situations, even with what is it where we get the EBT from? What's that program called? No, not not just the products that come from it, because SNAP is just a product, the EBT is a product, but what's the actual program called? The umbrella that it's over, because I can't remember right now.
I know it's what the Esau used to be under, right?
Yeah, but nevertheless, all of these social programs or all of these benefits programs, they get to skip the line. There are a ton of Jewish people and Ukrainian people. Welfare, thank you. Dwada, sis. Chrissy Judd, welfare. There are, see, y'all getting too Hasidic. Y'all making too much money. Y'all don't even remember what welfare is? Come on now. Good night. Check their pockets. But one of the issues is they are literally able to skip over. Let me see. Good night. All right, AI summary. I'm gonna go ahead and read it. So it's saying the Ukrainians were being exempt and not being sent back. Title 42 is a public health law used to expel migrants at the U.S. border during health emergencies. It was implemented during the COVID-19 pandemic to prevent the spread of the virus. Really, they're just using that to make sure Mexicans can't get into the country. But during the Ukrainian invasion, because that was a Ukrainian invasion of Mexico and America, they were exempt. I'm gonna continue to play that. Let me see. All right. Bear with me.
Frankly, what was happening to them.
Then in April, the Biden administration extended the date of temporary protected status that was already granted to Ukrainians, something that surprised UC Davis law professor.
Yo, the Biden administration, right? What were we talking about earlier? I said the Democrats are okay with having a system that benefits them before it benefits anybody else. Where are the people that are so-called liberals that said, wait a minute, these Ukrainians have to wait like everybody else? Right. Why do they have an advantage? You want to know why? Because they are in control and they know how to have white brotherhood and white sisterhood, right? They are in one allegiance, even though they fight amongst each other on different topics. They want to cut off, certain reproductive organs. Some don't. Some want to be, with children by force. Some want to groom them. They still know how to come together and oppress us. Let's remember what they've done to the Mexican man and woman, especially when they go out and drink as many tequilas and margaritas that they can. There should be 60,000 Edomites being pulled over for DUI tonight.
Right.
They got white brotherhood and sisterhood, so that's just not going to happen. They want this is something that I learned. I learned that when too many oppressors get in trouble, they change the rules. I used to work for the security company, right? There was this one devil that did his job over the top. He would walk through the parking lot and he would shine his light in each and every single car. And do you know what he was finding? Drugs, paraphernalia, and weapons. But guess whose car he was finding it in?
Brothers?
No.
Edomite?
He was finding it in the Edomites' cars. Do you know what our boss told him to do? The manager? not even the manager. This was the head of our manager. He didn't say good job. He didn't say keep up the good work. He didn't say find more. He said stop searching people's vehicles. The rules are going to change for the white brotherhood and white sisterhood. That's why we need to realize, like Laka Rob said, we need to just remove our spirits out of this place, because you're going to get your feelings hurt. Being with this place is like being in a relationship with an abusive lover that's never going to give you credit for anything you do for him.
Right.
The black woman and man is going to say, I do for you. I do for you. And the oppressor is going to say, so what? Do more. And the oppressor is going to look at you and tell you you are black and ugly and need to change. That's what the oppressor is going to do. Let me get back to the video.
Something that surprised UC Davis law professor and immigration attorney Raquel Aldana, who has been following the border crisis closely.
And that allowed the administration to grant TPS status to these 10,000, right, who were at the border. It seems really unfair, no matter who you are, to say Ukrainians are more deserving than Syrians or Ukrainians.
Why can't they say that? They have brotherhood. They have sisterhood, right? They have brotherhood and sisterhood. The white man believes in white brotherhood and sisterhood so much that he will be flown out the country, not see his family for 9 months at a time, to go unalive people in turbans and sweatpants, because he thinks in his mind that he is protecting America's freedoms.
Right.
Let me find that Bible verse where it says no greater love. Let me find that, because this is what we need to do for each other, but instead we're being tricked into hating and killing each other. But I love black people. Go ahead.
Just the book of John. Hold on, sorry. Just the book of John, chapter 15, verse 13. Greater love have no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friend.
That's what we are the originators of. We are the ones who are supposed to be laying our lives down for our friends. That there is no greater love than that. Didn't Christ do that? Wasn't that the greatest, most just perfect example for brotherhood? He did it for the brothers and the sisters. He laid down his life, even though he was perfect, even though he didn't commit one sin, even though he was ridiculed at the end by black people. He didn't say it be your own people.
Right.
He didn't say that. He said, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. Go ahead.
It's like you too. I got a precept for that.
Go ahead.
It's in the book of John 11 and 50. It say, nor consider that it is expedient for us that one man should die for the people, and that the whole nation perish not.
Listen, man. These people that are actual biblical devils are doing a better job than us. We like to compete, don't we?
Concert.
One of the challenges shouldn't be what's that new mink challenge that they got?
Like, I don't know.
It's like I just keep hearing mink, but his sister's shaking a tail in the camera. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? He looking to the side. He like, I don't know what you talking about. But you go on Instagram, and occasionally you'll see something awesome. Occasionally you'll see blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans represented properly. But right now, we're not being brotherly on that internet. We ain't doing nothing but shaking tail and asking black people, do they know what's on the corner of a street before knocking their heads off?
Right.
Go ahead.
And Salakia too. Oppressors is actually making a living off of us killing ourselves.
Oh yeah.
Like the dude 1090 Jake. You mean he makes a living off of talking about black on black crime. He makes a living off of talking about black people destroying themselves. And to him, it's just another story. Or to him, it's just another day. But to us, we dying off rapidly. And to us, we
1090 Jake.
Yeah, we losing what we have to propel us further than these other nations.
Right.
I mean, all because we love this place.
No, we absolutely do, and we'll have it in our minds that the best we can do is to wear colors and rep something that discriminates against other black people in other neighborhoods.
Right.
You have grown men with missing teeth on the internet doing this, yelling out 555.
Right.
Like, and Crip Mac is hilarious. Crip Mac is absolutely hilarious. I like him. Back in the day, me and him probably would have been friends and we'd have had each other laughing. But after a while, we have to realize what we doing is absolutely detrimental. If I hear a lot of people that are famous, and sometimes they'll utter out their mouth that it's not their responsibility to be a role model. And that's a lie. It's more of your responsibility than it is a nobody.
Right.
Because the eyes of the world aren't on the nobody, they're on you. So if you have a chance to make black people look great, make them look great, because other nations aren't going to do it. It's quite the opposite. The other nations are going to make us look terrible every single chance they get. They're going to take the worst of us and they're going to put them up on a pedestal. What was that chick's name? Lizzo?
Yeah.
Where they put her on a pedestal, talking about body positivity. It's okay to get so unhealthy you're gonna have a heart attack. It's nothing wrong with being a big sister or a big brother, but it's something wrong where you promote it and then you say that you shouldn't try to progress into a healthier lifestyle.
Right.
Lizzo got up there and tricked black women out of their position and then went and lost all that weight. She went and lost all that weight. Lizzo was supposed to be a sister that went on a journey for health and showed black women that they can do it. Instead, no, she lied to him because the oppressor was in her ear and then switched it up on him. Mm-hmm. Y'all repping Megan Thee Stallion right now. Go ahead.
It's like it, or even the sisters who is big up in Sexy Red. And she has done nothing but turn our sisters into whores.
You're
like,
absolutely right.
Her lip gloss brand, and she got STDs as the names. You know what I mean? So it's like, what are you teaching the younger sisters, that it's cool to have STDs?
And that is we'll call, like, once you start to know what really happened with Martin Luther King, you'll call him a coon. Once you start to figure out what's going on with Ben Carson and whatever that judge named Clarence Thomas, you'll call him a coon, right? But you're a coon if you're in a gang killing your own people.
Right.
I believe it was 21 Savage that said his gun is in the Ku Klux Klan. It only kills niggers.
That's great.
Those lyrics, if you could find that real quick, you're a coon if you do that. It is your responsibility to make black people look great. That's what the ISUBK is here for. With the limited amount of exposure that we get, with the limited funds that we're able to spread around, every chance we get, we make black people look good. That's the brotherly thing to do. Because if you look at nations like a brand, we got the worst brand on the planet. They treat black people like Spirit Airlines. I like Spirit. They canceled Spirit Airlines, but I like Spirit Airlines. It was cool. I wrote it a few times. They got a couple packages on there that was good and it was affordable. But they make black people look like the lowest tier thing in the world. They put Gabrielle Union in shows and they make her a whore every chance they get. That's not the black woman's natural state. The black woman's natural state is a princess. The black woman's natural state is to have women from other nations under her and telling them how their hair should be, what they should be doing, how to clean themselves. I have books that literally tell how black people showed the oppressor to not be an animal and not wear untanned animal hides until they rotted off of them. We had the best brand on the planet for a while. And then we didn't listen to the Most High. Now we have the worst brand on the planet. If you find that, you could put it on a screen, but let me finish.
Are more deserving than Afghanistan's.
I'm gonna play that one more time.
Been done before.
Yeah, take
Shortly
your time
after
on that if
Russia
you need.
invaded Ukraine, an estimated 10 to 12,000 Ukrainians arrived on the doorstep of the United States.
We arrived to Romania, from Madrid to Mexico City, and from Mexico City
look at
right
these
here
people.
to Tijuana.
Many chose Mexico because it doesn't require a visa, then made their way to the border, like these cousins who plan on going to Sacramento once they cross.
Every person in Ukraine is like dreaming to get to America.
And those along the border did.
And Ukrainians and actually Russians were being exempted from Title 42. They weren't being returned to Mexico, but it wasn't
let me
clear,
get Ezekiel
frankly, what was
37 and
happening
9.
to them.
Then in April, the Biden administration extended the date of temporary protected status that was already granted to Ukrainians.
All right, we're gonna just cut it off so we can show that real quick, because I don't want to take us in too late, because we about to wrap up soon. But to hell with Joe Biden. To hell with every single president from the first one up until Donald Trump, because none of them have done anything to make black people better.
Right.
None of them have done anything to protect us. Ukrainians, Frenchmen, Italians, Irishmen, Russians, hell, Asians, Africans can come over to this country. Arabs can come over to this country and do what? Be better than black people. Not be mistreated like the world mistreats us, like the United States treats us. We shouldn't mistreat ourselves. What you looking for the exact lyrics?
No, I had the wrong screen share. I got it on the
Okay, no sweat, no sweat.
There it go right there.
Well, let's see how ridiculous this is. All right.
And what's the verse on Ezekiel?
Ezekiel 37 and 9. Because this is what we supposed to do. In blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you got to support your brothers out here, because what we are going to do is going to save your children's lives.
Right.
What we are going to do is to get your people out of the gutter. It's going to get you out of the gutter. And this is 21 Savage, right?
Oh, okay.
Let me read some of these lyrics. It says, I call it KKK. Hold on, let's go up a little bit more. What is he calling the KKK? Look at this dude, bro. Like, what? All right, look. What were we talking about? This actually came to my mind. He said, this is ridiculous. I said the gangs are unbrotherly. I said what we're doing to each other is unbrotherly. And if you are a black person that gets a lot of eyes on you, it's your job to be a role model, because you can do this. And then you'll hear it echo throughout the stratosphere of black people. I don't fool with niggas. I can't trust niggas. It be your own people.
Right.
This, that, and the fourth. I don't hear Asians. I don't hear Africans. I don't hear Ukrainians, Europeans, or white people for that matter, Arabs, saying, I don't fool with them. I can't trust them. And be your own people. How do we see people being so much greater than us in this society, not doing something, and we think that we should do that, and we think we can be like them? Your brand is bad. You only as good as your people.
Exactly.
If you're a real brother, you'll know that you're only as good as your people. But this is 21 Savage, right? Was I right about that?
It's him, Offset, and Metro Boomin on this track.
All right, bet. And this is his what's the name of this song?
My chopper hate niggas.
That's the name of the song? God damn, man. All right, let's read it. Hang around a lot of gang banging.
Hold on, so like it's going right back to this.
All right, no sweat, no sweat.
All right, you good.
Hang around a lot of gang banging. I don't know if I want. It's a lot of. I don't know if I read too much of it, are we gonna get clipped? But let me try, because this is just lyrics. These are not my words. This is 21 Savage.
Right.
Cancel his page. take his song off the internet. And right, Calvin said, wasn't he from the UK? Yeah, I don't know how long he's been in the United States, but man, go back to the UK until you learn how to be a brother. Go back to the UK. Brother got what looks like a cross on his head talking about it's a knife. Like, man, go back to the UK. Hang around a lot of gang banging ass niggas. Crip blood, blue or red, what you bang, nigga. This is what we want our children to hear. You might got a pistol, but this stick is way bigger. I call it KK because my chopper hate niggas. Everything that rhyme don't need to be said.
Right.
And then he repeats it. We can get this garbage off the screen. Good night. Everything that rhyme don't need to be said. If you are a brother and you got eyes on you, make black people look great. Don't just be a nut and just like, you know what? I'm gonna do everything in my power to get money. To hell with how it makes my people look. Because think about it. White people don't go out of their way to make white people look bad to get money. Neither do Arabs. Neither do the Chinese. Neither does the African. The African will come over here with an accent, mimic us, and play a role that makes us look bad, and it never touches their culture. It just gets to perpetrate and perpetuate a stereotype against us. Let's be brotherly enough to realize that and attack it. You got that verse for me?
No.
Most High in Christ.
It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, verse 9. Then said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind, prophesy, son of man, and say to the wind, thus saith the Lord God, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain.
So why aren't y'all supporting when we doing this? When we trying to wake up the children of Israel, this is the referring to the dry bones, right? Why aren't we realizing that as a people we are literally like the dead? We like the walking dead. We have what really confuses me sometimes is how many times brothers will walk past us when we at camp and we passing out a flyer and they wave us off like, what's going so good in black people's lives to where the truth is just something that you don't need to hear,
right?
Where camaraderie and brotherhood is something you don't need. What is is it the vision of white greatness that's clouding your mind and your eyes that bad to where you can just shoo off the ISUPK? Let's go to Jeremiah 28:8.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 28, verse 8. The prophets that had been before me and before thee of old prophesied, both against many countries and against great kingdoms.
No sweat. Aren't we supposed to be doing what the scriptures say?
Sir.
Y'all get mad when we say it like it is. Y'all get upset when we say that the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of, and every nation had a hand in our slavery, and they deserve what they gave us. This is black people, our people, that have a problem with us saying this. Why on a personal level? You're not taking it personal enough. You're not taking it personal enough because you'll mess around and say, I'm cutting out every negative thing in my life. Hasn't this country been negative to you?
Right.
Aren't these systems just the most toxic thing in your life? Why aren't you cutting that out? Why is it okay to say that you're willing to cut out black business because they forgot your fork and your knife, but you'll patronize every single fast food restaurant, right? Don't you? Don't you do that? Don't you see Auntie Mama's Kitchen and say, oh, I ain't fooling with them. I'm gonna go spend my money with Aki and them. Let's read it again from the top.
Okay. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 28, verse 8. The prophets that had been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and a pestilence.
I mean, what is the problem here?
Right.
Let's go to if I could, let me get to go ahead.
It's like isn't that like when like I be saying that lovers would despise thee?
Absolutely.
Like almost like they hate us because they love this place too much.
They love it too much. They love this place so much they would create a song to make money in this place that completely disrespects the foundation of Black people. Like it's incredibly stupid to discriminate against your own people when the world discriminates against you.
Right.
When I see y'all heard of I Show Speed, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I see him going to different places, as famous as he is, they still yell out and call him a nigger.
Mm.
They don't even speak English, but they know that word. They know how to use that word against us. It's like they see a famous Black person. I even seen it with Black people that were getting off the bus in the different Chinese basketball leagues, the professional basketball leagues. We got to go. You know what? We've been damaged so much that we need to just go ahead and start fixing each other. Like we should run to each other's defense more. We should treat each other a little bit better. We're like a house full of children that go out into the world and go to school, and then we let the other kids pick on our brothers and sisters without doing nothing about it. Does that make sense? What would happen? Or what would your mother or father say if they found out you was doing that? If your brothers or your cousins were being disgraced and trashed and talked about, and you didn't do nothing but join in with them.
Right.
That's that Black people. That's like kind of like psychotic.
Yeah. Concept.
Go ahead. No
like
sweat.
It don't make you feel kind of way. Like even the brother or the sister that's doing it. You know what I mean?
It ain't personal enough for them, I guess.
That's crazy.
I'd take it personal. If something happens to one Black person, it's happening to us all.
Right.
But we don't see it like that, even though we should. Because when one Black person does something bad, don't we all got to share in the disrespect and the disgrace because of it?
Yeah, concept.
Don't they call us names and say things like, you know, your culture is rooted in gang violence? And like, yo, I ain't never been in a gang in my life.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Out of the hundreds of friends that I've had in the world, I've only had like maybe 3 friends that were in a gang. That's not our culture. But the stereotype gets to be put on all Black people for one. All right, let me get I think I got 2 more verses. Let me get if I could. Let me see. I think you got it. Let me get John 8:32. I want to get ready to end it with that.
Khan. This the book of John, chapter 8. I read verse 31 first.
Absolutely.
Verse 31. Then said Yahushua to those Jews which believed on him, if ye continue in my word, then are ye disciples indeed, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
The truth shall make you free. Now, I don't know what's going on with this King James Bible. Can you get Ecclesiastes 13 and 15? That's the one I actually want to end up on, because man, Black people, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we got to stop calling the men that are willing to stand up for us racist. Let's be real brothers. Can you imagine when Christ was speaking against Rome? Can you imagine when the other prophets were speaking against nations? If the Israelites would have walked up to him teaching and said, "You're a racist." Can you imagine that? They weren't they calling us nigger even back in the days of Rome? Like, are we going to take so long to get it together? Like, are we going to always be slaves? Are we always going to give credence to those who hate us before we give credence to our own? Like, come on, man. You got that verse, Ecclesiastes 13 and 15?
Con.
If you could.
This the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 13, verse 15. Every beast loveth his like, and every man loveth his neighbor.
We should love black people. It's a natural thing. We're not in our natural order, so it's a hard thing to realize. The images that they've put on TV, the things that they've put in movies, what's being perpetuated on social media is kind of mixing things up how we should feel about one another. But even the animals know how to treat each other. Even they know how to cling and protect each other. What I'll do, because I got 2 aquariums at my house. One is 100 gallon, one is 125 gallon, right? And there is these fish they call rosy red minnows. They like real small. They only like 29 cents. And this not cruel or nothing, but I got a fish that I really love, and I'll throw them in the tank with the fish that I love, and he cuts them in half. But you know what they do? When he comes around like a predator, they stick together. There's other fish in that tank. That Amazon puffer does not touch, but they don't go to the other fish and look for help. They get together in a ball and they swim and they school together to make sure that it's harder for him to tear through them.
Right.
I got other fish in the other tank. They separate themselves from the other fish unless it's feeding time. That's the only time they really together. They swim in different patterns. They do different things. Even the animals know how to be together and live on one accord.
Right.
But black people, we don't. Go ahead and read that.
Con. Every beast loveth his like, and every man loveth his neighbor.
Isn't it a natural thing to see lions with lions? Tigers with tigers? Hyenas with hyenas? Wild dogs with wild dogs? Like, it is a natural thing to understand that you're going to see animals together. And when something different comes along, it's a problem. It's a problem for that other animal. Continue.
All flesh consorteth according to kind.
Don't the herd of, what are those things called that the lions hunt? Not the gazelles. No, not those. That's the main thing that we think of. But what are those big things?
Not bison.
I can't remember the name of it, but it is these big animals and they run together in a herd.
Not bison, right?
No. We thinking the same thing, but it's a different name. But there are these large animals that herd together and they stick together, because when you separate yourself amongst other creatures, they're able to weed you out.
Right.
They're able to attack you more. Black people are a minority because we're spread around the earth.
Mm-hmm.
So the little of us that are sprinkled around at least needs to form this. We like this. Y'all heard the analogy where the fist is more powerful than the fingers that separated? That's an easy one.
Right.
Black people, we need to come together. Go ahead.
It's like it too. Just your analogy, it kind of was reminding me of like sheep.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like how sheep, man, they gather together.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, they could weed them out and then they get slaughtered.
Yep. And what happens to the sheep without a shepherd?
They led to slaughter. They
led to slaughter because they're lost.
Right.
All right. We got any more on that verse?
It say, and a man will cleave to his like.
A man will cleave to his like. It gave you the animals. It gave you all that. It is not a racist. It is not a wrong thing. It is not a odd thing for black people to stick together.
Right.
All right. Now, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and pass the class over to Priest and Officer Locker Rob. Locker Rob, you can go ahead and let me see. Yeah, you can move the camera. I'll tell you when to stop. Right there. All right, you'll have to tilt it up just a little bit. That's cool. Hosanna in Christ.
All right, rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother and sister come into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to learn and shed themselves from the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister have an interest in a particular person, they are to seek counsel from the heads. Tithe, which is a commandment, Numbers 18:21. Malachi 3:8-10 means 10th in Hebrew, ma'asher. It means 10th of every penny of every increase the Lord gives you. Priest fund is not mandatory, whatever you feel in your heart to give. Up and coming holy convocations, we got the Feast of First Fruits. It's going to be held here at 51 Blue Hen Drive. If you're a Black, Hispanic, or a Native, make it out to keep the commandments with us. And with that being said, if any brother want to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black pants, headbands, boots, and scarf. And with that being said, men of Israel, Midram, which means to stand, we're going to give a courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Midram Shabbat. Amidram, Barak, Yahweh Hashem, Yahushua Barakatham, Yajmatah, which means hands down, Sar, which means to turn, sisters, Amidram, which means to stand. We're going to give a courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Amidram Shabbat, Amidram, Barak, Yahweh Shamar Alatham, Hashem Yahushua, Yahweh Shamar, Yajmatah, which means hands down. Class dismissed.
Sweet.